Alright, we are at the end of the month. Once again, you know what that means. For the 20th until the end of the month, new Patreon members will receive a free ass Koikatsu wallpaper commission. If you don't know how to do a commission, or you don't really have any commissions in mind, you'll still receive one anyway, because I appreciate you. Anyway, the tiers start as low as $3, right? Even $3 tiers can get you a free ass Koikatsu wallpaper. All you need to tell me is whether it's going on a desktop, or whether it's going on your actual phone, or if the picture needs to be lewd or not lewd. Alright, that's all you need to tell me when it comes down to it. But other than that, that's about it. And the only rule to it is it has to consist of either me or Blue or Miss Saritome. It has to consist of one of the OCs. Any extra characters, that's fine. But it does have to consist of one of the OCs at least, so it can be like, you know, an original actual work. Hopefully you will consider becoming a Patreon member. And yeah, let's get on with the video. So I was asking a question in the community tab of this channel, and pretty much I was asking what videos would you guys like me to do or see, or whatever the hell that you got for me. And pretty much there's like a few ideas that's out there that I wouldn't mind doing, but there was one obvious idea that I feel like I needed to do, because why not, which is essentially review Highschool DxD. And since we talked about Highschool DxD a little while ago and that video did kinda okay, might as well just continue to talk about Highschool DxD a little bit. It's been a minute since we talked about it anyway, so why not? Anyway, when it comes to Highschool DxD, I'm not going to talk about the entire story because I think y'all already know the story by now. So I'm just going to talk about my personal experience with it, and what I would say could have some improvements in some areas, and what I would say could have a bit more that is really good with the series as it is. So when it comes to Highschool DxD and how I found out about it, you can thank one of my best friends IRL about it, because I think I heard about it from them, and essentially they was like, oh, that show got some good stuff, you need to go watch it. Like, they ain't really giving me enough information, but they'll just tell me to go watch it. And essentially I watched it in class. Rule number 1, never watch Highschool DxD in class, because you already know. So essentially I knew nothing about this show. I didn't know anything about it. All I knew, Boo was in it. That's about it. I didn't know jack crap about anything else that was gonna happen. So I'm watching the first episode, and obviously the intermission happens, and I'm in class right now, and I'm like, oh cool. I mean, she's looking pretty good, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. And the teacher was writing on the board right behind me, and as soon as the second eye catch came through, Reese's nice voluptuous breast came through the screen, and I was so shocked. I was not even catching that. I was surprised, and I flipped my phone down real quickly, looked back, make sure my teacher didn't see, and he didn't. Thank goodness. They were still writing on the damn board. Boy, that would have been the end of me. That would have been the end of me, and I would probably never watch Highschool DxD ever again. So essentially, yeah, okay, rule number 1, never watch Highschool DxD in class. I slapped my phone down so hard when I saw that. Anyway, so when it comes down to everything else, when it comes to it, I decided to download the videos of Highschool DxD, every episode I could find, and take it home and watch it when I get home. Now, what you might not know is because I'm a poor boy, I didn't have internet in my house. This is what I had to do, even with YouTube videos, like trying to watch some Dashi sometimes. I had to download the videos to watch it and go home and watch it, and then re-download some more when I come back to school. That was the lifestyle for a while until 2017. So yeah, pretty much that's how it really was. So when it comes down to watching the episodes, I had to download them and then come back to school, download some more to see what happened. So when we get to Azia's part about her joining the story, I was like, oh, okay, she's pretty nice. I like that. She's pretty okay. And then I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all already know that I believe in certain, and that I have a faith that I believe in, and essentially there are some things I wasn't down with. So and obviously, as you kind of can tell from the channel and certain things I've said about certain characters from the show, there is a clear defining line about what I'm alright with and what I'm not alright with. So essentially, when I found out that Azia died and then came back as the devil, you know what my first reaction was? Stop watching the show. I didn't watch the show for another 2 weeks. I completely cut off the show because I was pissed that she turned into a devil. Yes, I was absolutely that heated. I know you might think it's ridiculous, but look, I was not expecting that. I was a bit mad. She turned the church girl into a devil. That pissed me off, rightfully so. I mean, granted, I know that there is demons and whatever in anime all the time, but essentially at that point, I was like, nah, I'm good. I'll see myself out. No, there is no matter what it is, there is no big titties that's gonna make me come back and watch the show. And then I got bored, but also curious. So I went back to watching High School DxD and watched the whole of the first season. It was pretty good. Then came through and watched the second season and pretty much watched that all the way through. And then they revealed, that God wasn't there in their universe again. And then I stopped watching the show for another 3 weeks. So, there was an on and off relationship with that. And then I came back because, again, I was bored and curious about what's happening next. And I essentially finished High School DxD New. And then watched Born, which Born saved me from giving up on the series. I'm not gonna lie, I like High School DxD Born. It was the best season, I don't care what people say. Anyway, then we got Hero, and obviously we was hyped about Hero, and we watched all of that. And essentially, that's my entire journal with High School DxD, honestly. And throughout the entire time, I was just liking Konako even more and more and more, and I'm like, yep, best girl 100%. So, now that you have heard the history with me in the journey with High School DxD, what are some things I absolutely love about it? Well, obviously Konako. I mean, that's like the top best thing. That's like the top thing that you should concern yourself with. The best woman in the land. She is definitely the best woman in the land, honestly. Let's be perfectly honest. You should already know by the moment you click on the channel and you see the banner, I guarantee you should already understand that I like Konako, and that's like the one top thing out of this entire series that I absolutely like. Like that should be a given. Anyway, when it comes down to the story, I think the story is pretty okay. Like, I don't think it's overly the best story I've heard, but it's pretty damn good for an ecchi harem anime, because a lot of those shows flop and fail hard. So, that's pretty fine. And a lot of the characters are really likable, and I do like the girl characters that's in here, because a lot of times when you make an ecchi harem show, it doesn't feel like they're realistic, or at least they don't feel like, relatable in some sort of degree, or at least, like they are understandable when it comes to them. But in DxD, they make it work, and it's really nicely done, and I absolutely do like that as well. And even though I don't like Issei, and I really want to punch him in the face, kick him in the dick, and pretty much set him on fire, he's an alright MC. You better stay the hell away from my Konako though. That's the one thing. But 100%, he's an alright MC. Even though I'm better in my Koikatsu story, but still, he's an alright MC, alright? That's all the praise I am willing to give this mother effer. That is all I am willing to give. But there is obviously a flaw and a catch to the entire thing, and there's actually quite a few of them, but I'll just name off mainly two. Number one is Issei, and he's just getting random power upgrades. Let's be perfectly honest here. Issei gets handed shit to him. I'm gonna fight and die on this hill. I will fight and always die on this hill. I've said this before. He doesn't really grind for anything. He barely does any type of training, and that training that he does, I don't understand how that helps him all the way into a battle when it really shouldn't, because it's not him doing anything. It's him literally just getting handed upgrades. Just donations, gifts, donations. Like, it's literally just that for this man. He gets any power upgrade because, hey, boss man, the creator man that made me, can I just get a power upgrade? Sure you can, he say. And that's it. That's like the most shittiest thing ever, especially with the whole divide thing. Because I know someone like, well, what about the divide thing with Volley? He got that because he's just robbed Volley of his gear. How did he know how to use divide like that? He did not know how to use divide like that. You can't just grab someone's power and then just, say, I claim it as a mine. That's not how it works. It's like Captain Ginyu when he went in Goku's body. Just because he had the strongest character in the show and he was in the body of him, that doesn't necessarily mean he knew how to use everything off rip. He didn't know how to use Kaioken. He didn't know how to use the Kamehameha. He just used lame shit powers. So Issei shouldn't be able to, you know, get power upgrades and then also have no consequences with it as well, especially in season 4, and just getting random upgrades through that one. That was weird, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. So that's number 1. And the biggest problem with High School DxD I do have is they make the female characters look weak as shit. Let's not even lie. Outside of a few moments, there is majority of the time the female characters are extra weak, and it's always on Issei to save the day. Now granted, I know it's a harem show. The hero, the main male guy, is supposed to save the day. That's how it's supposed to be. However, you mean to tell me Rias and all these other girls can't take out a major ass enemy on their own? You mean to tell me Koneko can't beat the crap out of 20 demons just back to back like that? You mean to tell me she can't do that? You see how strong this woman is? And you mean to tell me she can't do that? There's something absolutely wrong here. So yeah, that's the one major thing. I don't necessarily feel like Rias and the others need to rely on Issei or any of the guys to, you know, pretty much take down some issues, because I feel like they can do it on their own. But the show has to make them weak and has to make them, you know, can't be able to do anything, especially Rias, when she's literally the descendants of one of the big bads in the underworld, yet she can't handle problems on her own. Why is that the case? I really don't know, and I really don't like that. It's really stupid, because again, you would think Rias will be able to handle stuff. You would think Akino will be able to handle stuff. You would think literally anyone outside of Azia would be able to handle stuff. But no, they don't for whatever reason. And it's really weird, and it's really stupid at the same time. So I would like to see Rias and the girls pull some immaculate, crazy, cool stuff all by themselves without Issei's help. But you know, the anime is not gonna let that happen, because it's always gotta be Issei to save the day. Which is something I'm really gonna avoid when it comes to, or at least gonna try to avoid one time, when it comes down to the series and anime that I'm trying to make. But point is, even though with all that, I still do like High School DxD. It's still my second favorite anime of all time, and highly would recommend it to you if you never have watched it before. Honestly, it's still a good, you know, anime that still holds up through all this time, and hopefully one day we'll get a freaking season 5 if you will just buy the light novels, honestly. But who knows when that's going to be. Hopefully it'll be one day soon. But yeah, that's pretty much my review, I guess, or at least critique on it when it comes to High School DxD. So hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification anyway else. Also follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and like to donate to the channel. Patreon and Ko-Fi is available as well. And until then, it's your boy Jay, signing off. Have a blessed day.